ask that you abide by the following standards. You are here. First, there will be times that you will be asked to stand for the invocation, the playing of the national anthem, the Air Force song, and the reciting of the Airman's Creed. Second, we ask that you remain silent during these times, reflecting on the price that has been paid for our freedom. Third, we ask that you pay respect to the flag during the national anthem. Military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. Now, marching into position, Flight 285, led by Technical Sergeant Ramsey Otero. Flight 286, led by Staff Sergeant David Escobar. Flight 287, led by Staff Sergeant Rachel Rickabout. Flight 288, led by Technical Sergeant Adrian Cook. Flight 289, led by Technical Sergeant Travis Lage. Flight 290, led by Technical Sergeant Robert Gauthier. Flight 291, led by Technical Sergeant Zachary Hopper. Flight 292, led by Master Sergeant Christopher Huddle. Flight 293, led by Technical Sergeant Christina Poster. Musical support for this moment are graduates from Flight 294, performing under the direction of retired Master Sergeant Samuel Johnson, Master Military Training Instructor, hometown Stratford, Connecticut. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform today's ceremony, in addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements. Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Everett.
You're welcome to join me in prayer. Lord God, we thank you for the many blessings, for life and liberty, for the country we live in, for the men and women of the United States Air Force and their families, particularly these 20th 3RS Airmen, BMT graduates, their instructors, the staff who made this great moment a reality. Today we honor and tomorrow we celebrate. So we ask for your continued blessing for their future. For the challenges, give wisdom and creativity. For the difficulties, give strength and endurance. For the unknown, give peace and flexibility. For all things, continue to develop character and integrity that they may lead with honor. Your blessing we ask for these airmen and this coin ceremony and everyone here today. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to today's basic military training graduation ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the the Deputy Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1993 graduate of Basic Military Training, Lieutenant Colonel Alvin Schultz, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. From the graduating squadron, the Commander, 320th Training Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Gerald Finsterer, accompanied by his wife, Regina. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 320th Training Squadron, and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Jennifer Smalls. Also in attendance with us today, the Vice Commander, 2nd Air Force and host for the 2023 Council on Recruit Basic Training, Colonel Nicholas DePoma. The Council on Recruit Basic Training consists of senior leaders from across all the branches of the military. These leaders consist of Major General John Klein, United States Army. Executive Director, Mr. Anthony Greco, Jr., United States Marine Corps. Executive Director, Mr. Christopher Stallings, United States Navy. Captain Timothy Hammond, United States Coast Guard. Lieutenant Colonel Tara Shea, United States Space Force. Director of Accession Policy, Ms. Katie Helen, Office of the Under Secretary of Defense. And Colonel Megan Stallings, United States Military Entrance Processing Command. The Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel Lauren Corshane. The Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, and 1994 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Mike Morgan. The Commander, 12th Flying Training Wing, Colonel Taylor Farrell. The Command Chief, 12th Flying Wing Training, and 1994 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Joseph Stewart. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Smalls will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning, family and friends. We are so glad you could join us today because you are looking at our nation's newest airmen. Thank you for trusting us with your loved ones. Graduates, nearly 2 months ago, you arrived from different parts of the world as individuals, each bringing with you your own set of values, principles, and beliefs. But we challenged you to adopt and internalize a new set of core values, that of integrity, service, and excellence, and to bring your experiences together and work as a team to achieve one common goal, becoming an airman. As this moment begins to set in, we ask that you reflect on what your accomplishments signify. You have established a foundation of discipline, teamwork, resiliency, and wingmanship. A foundation you will continue to build upon as you progress in your careers. You are going to be challenged to become multi-capable airmen, to become more agile, and you're going to be tested beyond the level of those airmen that have come before you, because you are the next generation of leaders that will continue to protect our nation's air superiority, supremacy, and dominance. As you were put to the test, remember the skills that have been instilled upon you, and always remember, before any specialty, you are airmen first. I am proud to say that you have accomplished the goal you came here to achieve. You wear 2 name tapes on your uniform. One is the family you were born into, and the other is the family you have chosen to become a part of. And on behalf of your military training instructors and the entire team here at Basic Military Training, it is an honor to now serve with you. Finally, graduates, I leave you with this. You are joining a team that will look to you to define the character of our Air Force for years to come. We have the utmost faith in you because every time you recite the Airman's Creed, you adamantly proclaim that you will not fail, and we believe you. As your senior enlisted leader, I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements and have recommended to Colonel Pixley and Chief Master Sergeant Anderson that you receive your coveted Airman's Coin, which signifies your transition today from trainees to airmen. Congratulations. Roll Gators what? Roll Gator roll! Military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the venerable Airman's Coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the Airman's Coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force." The Space Professional coin also has a distinctive design. On one side, it displays the original emblem of the Space Force, the Delta, which was first used by space units in 1961 and honors the heritage of the United States Space Force. Beneath the emblem is the year 2019, the birth date of the United States Space Force. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the Space Force motto, Semper Supra, which translates to always above. This represents the Space Force's role in establishing, maintaining, and preserving our nation's dominance and freedom of operations in the space domain. On the coin's border is a commemorative inscription that reads, awarded on the occasion of becoming a charter member of the United States Space Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Fincherer will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning to all our guests, family, friends, and welcome to Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland. We are here today to celebrate the newest airman joining the United States Air Force. Whether you're civilian, current military, a veteran, I want to thank you for setting our trainees' foundations and your continued support while they've successfully accomplished the first milestone on their journey to become our nation's next generation multi-capable airmen. Now to our Gators. When I met you in 0 week, I offered some guidance in order that you had the keys to success from the very beginning of BMT to become the world's next best multi-capable airman. I challenged you to not only knowing our Air Force core values, but to accept them, to live them, and to create a U 2.0. We then introduced you to the best MTIs at BMT. And I want to take a quick moment to pause to let your parents, your loved ones, and your supporters know that these MTIs professionally took your loved ones as they were and grew them into the great airmen now standing before you today. Gators, these MTIs challenged you in countless ways to improve your airmanship through learning standards, achieving training objectives, striving for excellence, and most importantly, to learn from your failures and to develop your resilience. Your foundation of excellence, service, integrity, and teamwork now allows you to continue to learn, strive, and achieve as you drive yourselves through the Air Force's next challenges. You now stand shoulder to shoulder as brothers and sisters in arms with me, with us, and with the airmen of the world's premier air power. Our MTIs and I are proud to say that you were born out of Gator Nation. And we all stand ready with you as we together defend our nation and each other. My final thought is a challenge to you. Serve with dignity and respect. Know and execute your roles. Foster teamwork. Take initiative. I need you to earn your stripes. Strive to be the best airman that you can be, for you, for your wingmen, for your country. And when the time comes that your journey is over, know that you gave it all, and that you, the Air Force, and the country are better because of your service. Gators, welcome to the long blue line. Roll Gator 1! Roll Gator roll!
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Finchfield. Air Force Basic Military Training conducts graduation events over the course of 2 days to celebrate the accomplishments of our newest airmen and guardians. These events recognize their transition into the profession of arms. We acknowledge the tradition of honor and legacy of valor provided by those who came before and inspire us still today. We also want to thank the families and friends for their support before and during basic training. The Air Force will be counting on as these graduates serve to our nation in the years to come. This week, we have a special opportunity to recognize one additional and significant achievement demonstrating the dedication of one of our graduates who have completed the process to become citizens of the United States of America. Today's recognition is made possible by a partnership between the Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security to allow active duty service members to become citizens under the Naturalization and Basic Training Initiative. To be eligible, a member of the armed forces must pass a comprehensive application process administered by the Department of Homeland Security, including a background check and personal interview to demonstrate high moral character and their knowledge of the English language. Applicants are also tested on U.S. history and government. When applicants take the oath of allegiance to the U.S. Constitution, they become American citizens. The Air Force is proud to recognize Airman Genesis Coelho Veyi Vincinho, country of origin, Senegal, West Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate the newest citizen of the United States of America. At this time, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize basic military training's most outstanding performer, someone who has demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenges of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from Flight 287, Airman Perry Grimes. He is from St. Louis, Missouri, and joined the Air Force to become an advanced fighter aircraft integrated avionics technician. In the stands cheering are his father Perry, his mother Rita, stepfather Marcel, and stepmother Denise. His recruiter is Technical Sergeant Gary Taylor from the 344th Recruiting Squadron in the Arlington, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as a sign of unity as our top graduate leads us through the Airman's Creed. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
Airmen.
Please be seated. Instructors, place your flights at ease. This morning, we honor our heritage of military customs and traditions as we welcome our newest airmen into the ranks of the Department of the Air Force. There are two purposes for this morning's retreat ceremony. The retreat ceremony is a solemn event conducted at every United States military installation around the globe. It signifies the end of the official duty day, and today is symbolic of the end of training for our graduates. But more importantly, it is to pay respect to our nation's flag. When we offer our respect for our flag and to our national anthem, we have an opportunity to reflect on the democratic principles that have made our nation great. The meaning of freedom, dignity of the individual, the pursuit of happiness, and national unity all come to mind when you think of our flag. It is the symbol of our nation to the world. Military members have a special bond with the flag. These airmen are part of the flag's tradition because they symbolize the spirit and sacrifices of the military and dedication to the defense of this great nation and the principles it represents. When we salute the flag as it is lowered, we ask you to think about the flag flying over Arlington and other national cemeteries. Think about the flag being carried into combat by the service members who preceded us. Think about the freedom Americans enjoy today. Freedom without precedent in the history of the world. The men and women who stand before you today represent the projection of the strength behind our flag. Our flag security detail consists of members from the graduating squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Matthew McEllier. Our Commander of Airmen is Lieutenant Colonel Gerald Finsterer. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the sounding of retreat and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. The flag stands for peace, honor, truth, justice, and freedom. In the armed forces of the United States, during the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out at the ceremony of reveille. The flag has been torn to strips and used as bandages for wounded combatants on the battlefield. It has been placed in the trembling arms of grieving parents at the grave of their fallen son or daughter. It is flown at half-staff to honor our military members. The flag has flown in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. It has flown at Valley Forge, Shiloh, and Gettysburg. It was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, on the beaches of Normandy. It was waved at Okinawa, Korea, Vietnam, Somalia, Kuwait, Iraq, and in Afghanistan. The flag has been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that America has helped set free. Yet, it remains invincible.
Sir, flag is secure. Sergeant Ghost. Left wheel, turn. Turn, turn. Left wheel, turn. Turn, turn.
Please remain standing for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Families and graduates in the Drum and Bugle Corps are asked to wait for the graduates on the north side of the West Builders while they secure their equipment. We ask that you refrain from running onto the retreat pad, and please use caution when descending the bleachers. Town Pass ends at 2000 hours. When dropping off graduates, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at 37 Training Wing, Joint Base, San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Airmen, if you lost a flight cap, report to the podium. top graduate, and new United States citizens, report to the podium to retrieve your certificates. All the graduates are now released to their families.